Psalms 7, 8, 9 and 10, as read by TJ from Bear Independent. Now, also, about halfway through almost, we get a little lesson about Yeshua's real name and the relevance and irrelevance of our silly little fights about whether he existed or not or how to pronounce his name. Guilty as charged, I've been in that. It happens. Hold it against me while they are.
O Yahweh, my Elohim, in you I have taken refuge. Save me from all my pursuers and deliver me, lest they tear at my throat like a lion, rending in pieces with no one to deliver. O Yahweh, my Elohim, if I have done this, if there is any unrighteousness in my hands, if I have done evil to him who is at peace with me, or have plundered my enemy without cause, let the enemy pursue me and overtake my being, my soul, and trample my life to the ground, and lay my esteem in the dust. Selah. Arise, O Yahweh, in your displeasure. Lift yourself up against the rage of my adversaries, and awake for me. You shall command judgment. And let the congregation of the peoples gather about you, and over them return on high. Yahweh judges the people. Judge me, O Yahweh, according to my righteousness and according to my integrity within me. Please let the evil of the wrong be ended and establish the righteous. For the righteous Elohim is a trier of hearts and kidneys, the inward parts. My shield is upon Elohim, who saves the upright in heart. Elohim is a righteous judge, and El is enraged every day. If one does not repent, he sharpens his sword, he bends his bow and makes it ready, and he has prepared for himself instruments of death. He makes his arrows hot for pursuers. See, he who is bound with wickedness, and has conceived trouble and brought forth falsehood, he has made a pit and dug it out, and falls into the ditch that he made. His trouble turns back upon his own head, and his wrongdoing comes down on the top of his head. I give thanks to Yahweh according to his righteousness, and praise the name of Yahweh Most High. Probably written by David during the time that he was being pursued by Saul, Shaul, the first king of Israel after the period of Judges. Functionally, Yah is a righteous judge. Depth here sowed, not a whole lot. Gives a lot of credit to Yahweh. Only moderately whiny. It's one of the things, being perfectly honest with the Psalms, that it's a challenge for me, is that many of them run the gamut from moderately to majorly whiny. And I realized the Yehudim would be upset at me criticizing David Avimelech. And I don't care, because he was a man. He probably, could you imagine, millennia later, having your personal journal entries published? Yeah, I don't know about all that. Psalms chapter 8. O Yahweh, our Master, how excellent is your name in all the earth. You who set your splendor above the heavens, out of the mouth of babes and infants you have found strength, because of your adversaries, to put an end to enemy and avenger. For I see your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars which you have established. What is man that you remember him, and the son of man that you visit him? Yet you have made him a little less than Elohim, and have crowned him with esteem and splendor. You made him rule over the works of your hands. You have put all under his feet, all sheep and oxen, and also the beasts of the field, the birds of the heavens, and the fish of the sea, passing through the paths of the seas. O Yahweh, our Master, how excellent is your name in all the earth. We have a lot of power and authority from the Most High that, frankly, most air quote believers fail to execute on. I don't know if it's a lack of instruction, a heavy dosage of Christian guilt, fear. Ask me how I know. You'll get a lot of people when you are operating in the power and authority of the Most High with the indwelt spirit of the Most High that feel the need to tell you to be humble. It's literally the first of our core values up here at Refuge Medical. Be humble. Yes, you should be humble. Give credit to the Most High, like David is doing here. However, do not stifle the Spirit. The Spirit is capable of incredible things working through you. For Yah's glory, not for yours. But being humble doesn't mean diminishing myself. It means thinking more of you. It's realizing that we are all flesh and we are all created by the Most High, and we are all appointed to certain works with our giftings and our talents and our delights, and we can all have that indwelling of the Spirit. We can all be covered by the blood of the Lamb. We can all do this. And if you would just do it, you'd do many mighty works in the name of Yeshua as well. So, those that are letting their light shine should not dim it because certain others get their eyes hurt. That's not humility.
Yep.
Also remember that these were songs in many cases. And for those that are unaware, I've been a professional / semi-professional musician for 27 years. And the music that I like the most, the lyrics have almost zero contributing factor to the music of the song. I like musicianship significantly more than I like words, which might explain why the Psalms is not my favorite. Yet here we are, because obedience brings blessings. Psalms 9, Aleph, A1. I praise you, O Yahweh, with all my heart. I declare all your wonders. I rejoice and exult in you. I sing praise to your name, O Most High. Beta, B2. When my enemies turn back, they stumble and perish before you, for you have executed my right and my cause. You sat on the throne, judging in righteousness. Judging in righteousness. And I saw him who sat upon the horse, trustworthy and true, with a name written upon his thigh that no one knew except himself. And he judges and makes war. Revelation 19:11. Gimel, G. You have rebuked the nations. You have destroyed the wrong. You have wiped out their name forever and ever. Hey, H. The enemy is no more. Ruins everlasting. You have uprooted the cities. Even their remembrance has perished. But Yahweh abides forever. He is preparing his throne for judgment. And he judges the world in righteousness. He judges the peoples in straightness. Vav. V. And Yahweh is a refuge for the crushed one, a refuge in times of distress. And those who know your name trust in you, for you have not forsaken those who seek you, O Yahweh. Zion, Z. Sing praises to Yahweh, who dwells in Zion. Declare his deeds among the people, for he remembers the seekers of bloodshed. He does not forget the cry of the afflicted. Chet. Kind of like a CH. Show favor to me, O Yahweh. See my affliction by those who hate me. You who lift me up from the gates of death, so that I declare all your praise. In the gates of the daughter of Zion, I rejoice in your deliverance. Tet. The nations have sunk down to the pit which they made, and the net which they hid. Their own foot is caught. Yahweh has made himself known. He has done right ruling. The wrong is snared in the work of his own hands. Meditation. Selah. Selah is this term. It means like contemplative introspection, a pause to consider. Yod, Y, or J, today. And it means works or outstretched hand. It's the first letter in Messiah's name, the first letter in the Most High's name. Works, Yod, the outstretched hand. It's part of, you'll see a lot of Torah terrorists, me included years ago, saying words to the effect of, well, Jesus is a pagan name. I mean, the etymology of that name, sure. There's no guy. There's no Yah made flesh walking around in Judea, speaking a combination of Hebrew and Aramaic, named Jesus. How do we know this? Well, first of all, there's no J in Hebrew. Second of all, the Romans kept methodical records. Remember the whole story, right, of the baby born in the manger? What were they doing? Well, there was a census being taken. Yeah. By the way, are we allowed to number the people? No, we're not allowed to number the people. But I digress. So we know that he, capital H, he existed. He was real. That, by the way, is a common point of contention amongst unbelievers. We can't even prove that Jesus was real. There are about 12 texts, 12, that enumerate upon the life of Genghis Khan. There are 28,000 texts that enumerate upon the life of Yeshua HaMashiach, Yeshua, Joshua of Nazareth, now called Jesus, which is, and before anybody gets all tripped up, just hang with me here. There's no J in Hebrew. His name was Yeshua or Yeshua or Yahushua. We don't really know. And for all the holy namers out there who try to score points on people by pronouncing a 2,000-year-old word the air quote right way, that's great. Y'all look really gay fighting with each other, because Revelation 19, when he returns, he has a name that no man knows. Now, there was what's called a transliteration from Yeshua, Yahushua, during the Greco-Roman period. Okay? From Yeshua with a Y to Yesu, but with the J. And then in the Greek, you get Jesus, I-E-O-S-U-S, Jesus. Now, Yeshua is the Son of God, right? Yes, Yah made flesh. I and my Father are one. Jesus, Zeus, son of which god? That was then Englishized into Jesus, Ieosus, becomes Jesus. Jesus. Now here's the thing. You'll get Torah terrorists and, internet PhDs who will say words to the effect of, see, every time you say the word Jesus, you are praying to the son of Zeus. No. Because what those people are missing is intent. Go read Proverbs 24, verse 12. Accountability and understanding track together.
Thank you, Bear.
And you'll get people that, on the Christian side, there's no name by which you can save but the name of Jesus.
I'll pause that for a sec. I'm about to prove something to you guys about myself. I knew some of this. Not that much of it. Of what he's talking about right here. Quite a bit of it I never really understood because I'm not that versed in multilinguistics. So, thank you, Bear. Not only have you enlightened me, you've actually corrected me a little bit because I've been guilty as charged on that myself a little bit. I won't get into arguments with people because, y'all look really gay. Having such a pathetic argument, especially on the interwebs of bullshit. But the whole intent part, he's right, which is why you'll hear me a little while back. I had this thing about wanting to correct everybody. See, I'm always prepared to correct myself, pivot. I was incorrect, now I've been corrected. I've corrected myself over and over, now I've got the full picture. I listen to this guy. Why? Because, man, why wouldn't you? I'll watch this bloke and listen to this guy before I'll go to any of your bloody churches round here, because you're all jellybacks and hypocrites. This dude does the things. He does Yod. He kicks indoors. He does all the things that all you freedom fighters claim that you're doing, but, never seen you do it. I've actually seen him do it. I've seen him go, he not only kicks in the doors to save kids and stuff, he goes to all the tornado and hurricane sites after the disaster, and they literally will go in with their machinery, and FEMA's in there trying to cordon shit off, and they just drive straight through it and get out of here, go on. They want to pull their authority on them and stuff, and he rolls in there with his trucks and his team, and do you really want to? Do you really want to? I didn't think so. Does the things and saves people's properties and houses and stuff from it ending up in the hands of BlackRock. Seen them do it. For reals. I've seen the man cry many times as well. And they don't call him Bear because he's a tiny little thing and he's weak. Huh?
These are the dumbest arguments. These are sounds that we're talking about. Do you not know? Sounds are physical. They're parashat basic understanding level. And you're trying to quantify the infinite with a noise. It's the intent of the noise that is made. At one atoned, at one aligned with the infinite. That matters or doesn't matter. How do I know? Before I ever knew the name Yeshua, I cast demons out with the name Jesus. And it works. Because of the intent. I'm not praying to the son of Zeus. That's offensive. By the way, to my Torah terrorist friends, how many hearts and minds are you winning when you tell someone who's operating with the best understanding that they have?
Sorry, pause again. I can attest to that too. I have battled more than my fair share of addictions, more than my fair share of times. I found times when it was easy to quit because I found myself something else to do to occupy myself. For y'all out there, y'all out there, I've never actually felt cured. Okay? I've never actually felt cured. Ever. Nor have I ever bounced back as quick and as well as I have this last time. And this time round, I'm not running a business. I don't have a job. All I have is 2 kids to take care of and nothing but time on my hands. And not even had spare cash. I dragged a foot for a while. Why did I drag a foot for a while? My family got torn apart after 19 years of family. I gave myself 2 years to squash that down into nothingness. Popped out the other end and dealt with it. I was kidding myself first time round, trying to be someone that I'm not. I went crazy on all this fitness and I started to beef up. I was starting to get pretty, and I was running every day and this and that, and tried to write a book. I wrote a book. Looking back on it now, it's just opinionated load of shit. Why? Because it didn't come from a good place. It came from a place of anger and spite. That said, it was the best thing I ever wrote. Because it enabled me to get a lot of shit off my chest. I put it out in words and left it on paper. It's there on paper now instead of in there. I emptied my heart of a lot of spite and hate. However, loneliness crept in. Yeah, I was, even then, more staunch than most Christians. Don't go to church. I haven't been to church since I left Catholic primary school, other than a couple of weddings and a couple of funerals, which I don't do anymore. I don't do that. Why? I don't believe they're doing them right. It don't feel right. If it don't feel right, it's probably not right. It seems to be a way of creating a lot of misery and heartache rather than celebrating their life and feeling grateful for knowing that person. Or it seems to be more of a prequel to the divorce. I can't go and celebrate somebody getting married with such a high divorce rate, and you look at them and you're like, you just know. You just know. You know? Candace Owens. And you know, you just know. You just know. You know? Sorry, I had to throw that in. I've never felt so free and not felt the need to lean on anyone or the need to feel important. You know, that that pride factor. I was tripping over my pride over and over and over again. I had this need to feel important, self-importance of pride. Well, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and that's where I was fucking up. I ain't doing shit. I'm just a meat wagon. Right? I'm man in the flesh. Took me a long time to figure that out too. If you're a man in the flesh, then you are man in the flesh. I'm a man inside a meat wagon. Even though I got it when it came to the literacy side of things, the literature, the legalistics of it, the hydrogenes of legality and legalistics. I understood it on paper that I wasn't a piece of paper. If that makes any sense to you. I knew it in here, but I never really felt it or knew it in there. That hole in your heart, that's a certain shape, might be the shape of your dog, your significant other that's passed, one of your kids, your parents. There's only two things that can fill that shape. That person or he who created that person. I'll attest to that, it works. Cast out demons in Jesus' name. Yeah, I actually people cured. Do I get tempted? I think about it without being tempted. I never used to be able to stop the little wheel turning. I'd see some crackhead getting around walking up the street like, for some reason that was triggering me. Who wants to be that? Seriously. I even used to go through these periods of times when I'd go clean for years even, and I hated it. Wrong emotion. Wrong emotion. Love cures everything. It cures everything. Yeah, idle hands can be the devil's workshop. My hands are not idle. Which is why I'm so busy on here all the time. I have so much time on my hands. Nothing to catch up on other than a project I'd really love to hook into out the back. Things have been made a little bit difficult for that. Is that an accident? Maybe not. Did I have most of my hand tools stolen, like about 4 grand's worth of hand tools stolen? Yeah. Did that get in the way of me being able to do it? Oh, God, yes. But perhaps somebody had something far more important for me to do, and that can wait. Why? Because that can wait. Do you want to know what it is? Wait there. I've told you, I started a business. A customer that I had this made for me. There are a couple of show cars from Launceston that I'd done up for a bloke called Adam Trevan. That ute, that's mine. It's out the back. They got vandalised. That ute there. Except Falcon ute. I bought it as a whole damaged repairable ride-off from Melbourne for $2,000. All up, a bit over $30,000 has gone into that ute over the years. I've had that ute for, geez, when did I buy that? 2009, 2010? Yeah, I've had a long time. It's basically right off. Over $15,000 worth of engine. All the carb in, everything stuck out the bonnet. I decided to fill the engine up with water and put that back on. I started up, wrecked the engine. All scratched and dented up the sides. Starting to get a little bit of cancer in it now, a little bit of sheet metal cancer. However, I have far more important things to do that are very time sensitive. But as you can see, I was granted a gift. Those cars win trophies. That one I never really put in the show. Probably should have. Obviously, I can yode. Obviously, I was given a gift. I've been given a couple of gifts. Many of them, some of them I've squandered up until now. I've squandered them. I've squandered the best education that money can't even buy you anymore. I squandered it even while I was there and wasted my teacher's time through most of it. A lot of it stayed, the relevant stuff. Could have done a lot better. Wasted some of my father's hard efforts into making the money to send me there. Making up for it now. That can wait. Why? There's nothing I can't do without the gifts. With the gifts, sorry, got that hypothetically backwards. There's nothing these hands can't yode to. There's nothing they can't do. When the time's right. Till then, I have a promise to keep.
Best of their ability to love the Lord their God with everything they've got and love their neighbors themselves. You tell them that they're a pagan heathen. Oh, and you, by the way, old tourist, way to be a Pharisee. It's all intent. It's all intent. And the noises that we make with our mouth matter significantly less than the reasons we are making them in the first place. Wrong noise, bad noise, good intent, good works. I get a lot of crap at this channel for, you call yourself a pastor and you swear like that and you blah 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 and that. Shut up. Go somewhere else. Go get fed by a sopping wet P word somewhere else. We don't do that here. We don't tolerate weakness. I'm also not interested in attempted rebukes from really nice people that don't know me. A rebuke requires context and rapport. You rebuke your brother, and if you and I haven't broken bread together, we may intellectually, spiritually be brothers, but you don't have the dwell time. And I'll tell you, the really nice people have ruined Christendom and the earth as a whole for the really dangerous, fervent believers. And it will take the righteously dangerous, fervent believers to restore order to the face of this earth because of all the ground that you really nice people have given up by being concerned with things that do not matter, that are not biblical, that are not matters of the Most High, that are not righteous.
What did I just say?
So please keep your mouth shut in attempted rebukes. There's this wonderful maneuver you can try. If you attach your lower lip to your upper lip, you will then shut the hell up. It's very effective. Going back to Yahushua versus Jesus and the Yod. I know that Jesus wasn't his name. But when I speak to people that don't know that, I don't beat them over the head with it. Think of Shaul of Tarsus, the Apostle Paul in the New Testament. Unto the Romans I became like a Roman. Yeah, that's called context and rapport. That's dwell time. So that you have a foot to stand on when you make an argument in love with someone. The Yod. Everywhere you see in your Bible, Yod, or the outstretched arm, underline it, Old Testament and New. That's all an alliteration to Messiah. Yod, the wrong return to Sheol, the place of the dead, all the nations that forget Elohim. Kaf, which is like a K. For the needy is not always forgotten, neither the expectancy of the poor lost forever. Arise, O Yahuwah, do not let man prevail. Let the nations be judged before your face. Put them in fear, O Yahuwah. Let the nations know they are but men. Selah. Selah. Pause and reflect upon that. They are but men. Not sons of the Most High, but men. There's a story of the prophet Samuel. Go research Samuel and Agag, the prophet, the man of Elohim. And he hewed Agag to pieces. Right there, on the spot. Wasn't very Christian of him, was it? Well, modern day Christianity isn't biblical, so I'm happy to comport myself as not very Christian. I am a follower of the Most High made flesh, Jesus the Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach, the One. And I don't have a fiber of my being that is interested in complying with the expectations of 2 centuries of doctrines and dogma. Because it's not biblical. And it won't matter for anything at the end of an age. I acknowledge it's a useful framework for people that require the prefrontal cortex lattice work as a filter in order to police their own behavior to set left and right limits. That serves a function. But we already have that. And we've had it for 3,500 years. It's called the Bible. First page to last page. Read it. Lamed. Why do you stand afar off, O Yahweh, hiding in times of distress? In arrogance, the wrongdoer hotly pursues the poor. They are caught by the schemes which they devised. For the wrongdoer boasted of his cravings, and the greedy one cursed and despised Yahweh. In the pride of his face, the wrongdoer does not seek him. In all his thoughts there is no Elohim. His ways are always prosperous. Your right rulings are on high, out of his sight. He snorts at all of his adversaries. He has said in his heart, I shall not be moved. From generation to generation, never be an evil. Pay, or P. Lamed's like an L. It's also the staff. Pay, with the letter P. There's 26 Hebrew letters. 22 Hebrew letters, 26 letters in the English alphabet. And in Hebrew, the vowels are like whose line is it anyway. The rules are made up and the points don't matter. They have no numerical value in the gematria, and they really only inform pronunciation. Which is why you'll find certain places like the place where Jacob becomes Israel, Peniel. In one verse, it's referred to as Peniel, and the very next verse, it's referred to as Penuel. Wait a minute, what's going on here? It's like, I, you, whatever. It's just vowels. Just throw some vowels in there so that people can pronounce the words. Pay. His mouth is filled with cursing and deceit and oppression. Now, for all my jean skirt wearing nitty-witties out there, Bear, you curse so much. You don't understand what a biblical curse is. It's not a sound that comes out of somebody's mouth that you don't like. It's not a curse. A curse is calling down the judgment of the Most High on someone. Under his tongue is trouble and wickedness. He sits in the hiding place of the villages. In the secret places, he kills the innocent. Then you'll get people who are like, well, we're still supposed to watch our speech, and we're supposed to let our speech be upright. I read in the New Testament, in the epistles, that, yeah, okay. To whom? Upright to whom? You see, your vibe attracts your tribe. And I realize there's lots of people that have a certain expectation when they see a pastor that they're going to comport themselves a certain way. That's your expectation. I didn't set that expectation. You might ask yourself, A, why do you have that expectation? B, how well is that expectation actually serving you? Because the people that I minister to, people that I do life with, I'm not the pastor for the new convert. I know that about me. It's very rare that I baptize someone for the first time. I'm the pastor for the prodigal son. I'm the pastor, the leader, the shepherd for the people that have gone and done some stuff. And I mean some real stuff. I mean blood guilt. I mean war. I mean whoring and idolatry. I mean they've been locked up in the pen. They've hurt people and they've hurt themselves. And now, by a conviction of the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit, they are ready to come home again. And they need to shed all of that. They need a reintroduction to the Most High and the Most High made flesh. And these people who are fearfully and wonderfully made in the image of the Most High, these people, including me, we have our own language. And it's predominantly men. I'm a pastor for men. Not just men. I have many women in our congregation as well. I've baptized many women, ideally with their husbands present, because that's the appropriate order of headship. But I'm the pastor for men. And I'm a pastor for dangerous, righteous men. And when you are in the presence of a dangerous, righteous man, their words should be the least of your concern. Pay. His mouth is filled with cursing and deceit and oppression. Under his tongue is trouble and wickedness. He sits in the hiding places of the villages. In the secret places he kills the innocent. Ayin. His eyes are on the lookout for the helpless. He lies in wait in a secret place as a lion in his den. He lies in wait to catch the poor. He catches the poor, drawing him into his net. And he crouches, he lies low, and the helpless fall under his strength. He has said in his heart, Ella has forgotten, he has hidden his face, he shall never see. Cough. It's like a cue. Arise, O Yahweh, O El, lift up your hand. Do not forget the lowly ones. Why do the wrong scorn Elohim? He has said in his heart, it is not required. Resh. You have seen it. Resh is like the R. Resh or Rosh or head. Rosh Hashanah, for example. You have seen it, for you observe trouble and grief. To repay with your hand, the poor commits himself to you. You are the helper of the fatherless. Shin, or Shin, with the S. Break the arm of the wrong one and the evil one. Search out his wrongness that would not be found out. Yahweh is king forever and ever. The nations shall perish from his land. And Tav, like a T, or a cross, for example. The Aleph and the Tav, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Yahweh, you have heard the desire of the lowly ones. You prepare their heart. You incline your ear to defend the fatherless and the downtrodden, so that man who is of the earth no longer oppresses. Psalms 7 through 10. Bless you all.
There you go, eh? Who'd have thunk? There's like, what, 25 or 28 texts, official recorded texts that refer to Genghis Khan, or Genghis Khan. And what did you say? 28,000 separate references, including the census records of Rome, making references to Yeshua Mashiach the Most High. Oh dear. Just on a scale of balancing the odds. Doesn't look good for the Darwinians, does it? Oh well. Alright there, I'll listen to him before I listen to anyone. Why? He's a callous hand, bare-knuckled Christian with balls. He's got a spine, you know. I can't do it. I can't do the jellybacks. I can't do the people that think you can lean on a shovel and pray for a hole and the hole will appear. No, that's asking for some kind of black magic voodoo woohoo shit. Nah. You have to do his works in his name. That makes a lot more sense. It's like, how long is your dad going to dig a hole for you in real life? Sooner or later, you got to dig your own hole. You either got to dig your way in or out of one. God bless, bye-bye.